Hey everybody, my name is Tyler Shepard and I hope that you guys are all doing well and feeling healthy. I know that this world is so crazy right now and so unpredictable, but what God has really been showing me is that it was unpredictable before the pandemic. I didn't know what the next day or the next month was going to look like before, but I had the illusion like I did, and I feel like God has stripped away that illusion of control. And now I have to make the choice to see that as a good thing, because it is a good thing, because God being in control over me being in control is infinitely better. And in this time where we're all being asked to stand still, God has sort of reintroduced me to my favorite scripture, which is Exodus 14:14. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. I loved it because of the way that I can swing from either end of the spectrum. I can either be just trying to be so busy, so active, and try to be so efficient in my own power, or I can just put too much on pause. And so I like this idea that and if I can just be still, not like putting things on pause because you're running from it, or not just doing too much in your own control because you think only you can handle it, but like if I can just be still, that's when the Lord can fight for me, and He can make it happen. It's not up to me. And so I found so much comfort in that before, but I've been totally reintroduced to it in this time where now the world is being asked to stand still. And what God's really been showing me is that even when we're asked to be still, God is not stagnant. And when we're wondering, I know my big question I always ask myself is, am I doing too much or am I doing too little? I'm always worried about that. And so then with the scripture, what has hit me this time even more is actually what comes after, because Moses told this to the Israelites: the Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still. And it's during this crucial point where the Egyptians are coming from behind and there's this sea in front of them, and it can kind of feel like a metaphor for us, like our past feels like it's charging at us, trying to keep us stuck, and then the future just looks like this daunting sea that we don't know how we're supposed to get through. And the idea that the only job, the only responsibility we have in a moment like that is to be still, because God can do the rest, is so comforting. And then the part that follows, it says, then the Lord said to Moses, why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to move on, raise your staff and stretch out your hands over the sea to divide the water so that the Israelites can go through the sea on dry ground. And it's one of the most famous miracles in the Bible. And the idea that that came from this message to be still is really like reassuring, that even in this time where I feel like we're being so still, I don't know what comes next, I don't know how I'm supposed to progress to the next level, which is a big thing for me. Like, to think that one of the biggest miracles came in a moment where they were encouraged to be still, and it's the then part of that really has stuck with me. This idea of like, the Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still, and then the Lord spoke. So when we are called to go, when we are called to the next thing, like, God will speak. If we are still, He'll tell us when to stop being still. And so I've just found this comfort in that. Like, I don't know what comes next, but that's okay, because God knows, and God knowing is enough. And that's just been something that I've been trying to hold on to in this time, and hopefully you can hold on to it too. And I just hope that you have a great rest of your day as well, and that in this time of being still, you know that God is still alive, God is still at work. He was then, He is now, and He will be after. Love you guys, thanks.